graders. I'm going to be reading Pilgrim's Progress with you this week. I'll pick up where Mrs. Walls left off. She took you through chapter 6, and today we're going to read chapter 7 and 8. I think it's so cool that you get to read Pilgrim's Progress as a third grader, that this huge book has been simplified for your understanding. Later in the week, I'm going to show you an original copy of Pilgrim's Progress that some dear friends bought for us at an old used bookstore in Paris. So wait for that. I did not read Pilgrim's Progress till I was an adult. It's become one of my favorite books, and I'm sure it will be one of your favorite books as well. You won't forget reading this. All right, let's get into chapter 7. The vocabulary words are Zion, that's a name that's often used for heaven, flung, Beelzebub, it's another name for that rotten guy Satan, reap, to harvest, to gather. That always reminds me of beloved Ruth in the Bible. Worthwhile, convince, deliverance, and interpreter. I want to point out the illustration here, right above, you know who this guy is, right here. Right above this door, it says, knock and it shall be open. Now, I encourage you, I challenge you to find where that is in the Bible. This is directly from Scripture. What Scripture is that? And then write in your comments. Remember, you're writing in your class comments. Right here where you're opening up the video. If you're in my class, Mrs. Wall's class, Mrs. Brazil's class, write in your class comments. Ask questions about Pilgrim's Progress, right? Make comments. We want to hear what you're thinking. Chapter 7. So he went on with haste. He did not speak on the road, and he could not feel safe until he was in the path he had left. In time, he got up to the gate and read the sign over it. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. He gave 2 or 3 knocks and said, may I enter in here? Goodwill. At last, a man named Goodwill came to the gate. Who is there? He called. Where do you come from? What do you want? I come from the city of destruction with a load of sins on my back. I'm on my way to Mount Zion that I may be free from the wrath to come. I have been told that my way is through this gate. I would know, sir, if you would let me in. With all my heart, Goodwill said. He flung back the gate, but just as Christian was stepping in, he gave him a pull. Then Christian said, what means that? We would say, what are you doing? What does that mean? Beelzebub's fort. A short way from this gate, said Goodwill, there is a strong fort. Beelzebub is the chief of that fort. He and his helpers shoot darts and at all who come up to the gate to try and kill them before they get in. Then, said Christian, I come in with joy and with fear. When he had entered, the man at the gate said, who sent you here? Christian said, Evangelist said I could come and knock. He said that you, sir, would tell me what I must do. The open door. Goodwill said, the door is thrown open wide for you to come in, and no man can shut it. Now I begin to reap the good of all the dangers I have met with on the way. He's saying it's worth it, Goodwill says. But how is it that no one comes with you? Well, none of my friends saw as I did that there was cause of fear, the flight. Did they know of your flight? Oh, Christian said, yes, my wife and young ones saw me go. I heard their cries as they ran to try and stop me. Some of my friends tried to make me come home, but I put my hands to my ears and so came on my way. But did none of them come to beg you to come back? Well, yes, both Obstinate and Pliable came, said Christian. But when they found that I would not yield, Obstinate went home, but Pliable came with me as far as the Slough of Despond. Why did he not come through it? Goodwill asked. When Christian told him the rest, he said, oh, poor man, is a world of joy such a small thing to him that he did not think it worthwhile to run a few risks to gain it? Sir, said Christian, there's not much difference between him and me. Then he told Goodwill how he had been led from the path straight by worldly wise men. He had been led from the straight path. Goodwill said, Oh, did he get a hold of you? What? He would try to convince you that you could be helped by Mr. Legality? They are, in truth, cheats. And did you listen to what he said? Christian's joy. Christian then told him all. But now that I am here, he said, I am more fit for death than to stand and talk to my Lord. But oh, the joy it is for me to be here. Goodwill says, he kept none out. We keep none out that knock at this gate, no matter what they have done before they came here, for they are in no wise cast out. That means that there's nothing we can do to be cast out from God's love and acceptance. So, good Christian, come with me, and I will teach you the way that you must go. Look before you. This is the way which was laid down by Christ and the wise men of old, and it is as straight as a ruler. It's the straight and narrow path, right? The right path. But is there no turn or bend by which one who knows not the road might lose his way? My friend, there are many wide paths that lead down to it. Yet by this you may judge the right from the wrong. The right paths are straight and narrow. Then I saw in my dream that Christian said, could you not help me off with this burden on my back? Goodwill replied, as to your burden, you must bear it until you come to the place of deliverance, for there it will fall from your back. Christian wanted to start off the road right away, but Goodwill said, stop a while and let me tell you something. When you've gone through the gate, you will see the house of Mr. Interpreter. Knock at his door and he will show you good things. Then Christian left his friend, who bade him Godspeed. I want to point out this scripture here, and remember this is the King James Version, which is Old English, just like the book. Matthew 7:13 and 14. Enter ye at the strait gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Because strait is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it.